just left Canbombia, I think it's called. We're motoring along the Panamanian coast, which is truly virgin rainforest. There's no roads, no inhabitants, nothing along this coastline. The only thing that's close enough is the Panamanian highway, which Sean and I were commenting on how difficult it must have been to build through this jungle. And that runs all the way down the central bit of this Darien area and stops, I think, quite a while before the Colombian border. It apparently just comes to a dead stop. So yeah, it's quite nice to see this virgin rainforest. And we're heading up to the East Lemon Cays, which is the island group just in the far distance there. I don't think you'll be able to see it, where the clouds are.
So we've just had a treat. We've had some dolphins come past for a very quick visit, but sadly they've gone again. But so nice to see here. So we're busy arriving at the East Lemon Cays. Just worked out exactly where we are. Make sure we are seeing the right thing on our chart plotter. And it looks like a stunning place. So we're looking forward to getting there. There are a couple of other boats here at anchor. So the anchor's down now in East Lemons, and it is a truly remarkable place. We've got a man paddling around here in a dugout canoe. But the most noticeable thing here really is the clarity of this water. We're sitting at about 7 meters at the moment, and we can see the anchor chain running along the bottom over here. Nonetheless, we're still going to have a quick snorkel and go and check that the anchor's properly bedded in.
We always like to check our anchor, and in waters like these it's nice and easy to see. Sometimes, however, there are spots where you can't see the anchor or the chain as it's way too murky or deep.
Anchor checked, it was time to have some fun.
We were anchored in the channel between two islands with our friends on board Domon. Notice how easy it is to see the depths of the water with the drone, and if you look in the distance, how peppered with reefs this part of the world is.
We were just, there's got to be fish here, everything.
Look at that beach.
Yeah? Ah, good catch.
The bananas for uno langosta.
Nah, nice try, Jenny. Oh, no, it's okay. We have.
I practiced my
we're good.
bartering skills with the locals as they were after some bananas and rice. Hasta luego.
Yep, tonight.
The Lemon Cays are very popular tourist islands, which means there are restaurants and small houses on some of them. Sadly, due to coronavirus, nothing is open, so we only got to see some of these places from dinghy.
We decided to explore the reef behind our boat, as it looked so clear and beautiful from above the water. These colourful creatures on this rainbow are called Christmas tree worms. You can clearly see why they are called that, can't you?
What you up to, Nathan?
I'm trying to make a fishing lure.
Trying to make a fishing lure, okay. Alright, well let's see how you get on. You're going to make it out of wood, and then what's the plan?
So we're going to take this part off. This is going to be like a small part to make it like a small.
Just behind us, we've got a Guna sailing in his dugout canoe, which is incredible. A rig, a bit like an Optimist, but he's got a jib as well. And he's having a fantastic sail. Such a narrow boat, yet not heeling over too much. And he's obviously getting from island to island in this fashion and doing a great job.
Just had a huge wind come through and knock everything over because we have a current coming down the channel we're anchored in, and the wind was coming from the back, so we had wind coming into the cockpit, which we're not used to at all, so it knocked everything over. We didn't
Find my pants. Could you please give them to me?
Sean's using this opportunity to have a shower and clean the deck, but yes, it does rain in paradise.
Whenever it rains, I try to collect as much rainwater to do the clothes washing as I can. We do have a washing machine on board, but we find it uses way too much water, which, as you know, is precious on board a boat.
Oh, she hops in and does
This
shopping.
huge 40-foot vegetable boat visits the Lemon Cays every 2 weeks, so yachts flock here when they know it's coming to stock up. You definitely need to know Spanish, as the products are in boxes, so you might need to ask as certain items available.
Whole milk, and that's apple juice, pear juice, and that's the
Cucumber, they have.
watermelon. Hey, watermelon. And that's of course here. That's the maracuja. That's
Passion fruit.
Passion
Passion fruit.
Papayas, peppers. I like passion fruit.
and then cucumber.
Tomatoes.
And probably in here,
Could I get some tomatoes and lettuce?
yeah, probably in here, chicken.
We've still got chicken, funny enough. We've got chicken and meat.
Oh yeah, you have to freeze eggs.
The eggs and dirty avocados then.
30 eggs for $7.
Got our veg. There goes the veg boat.
That's a heavy boat, guys.
That must topple over in the waves, surely.
After unloading our shopping, we go off to look at the surrounding islands. They are all very well kept and looked after.
Apparently, before COVID, these places are humming with tourists who came all the way from Panama City to only spend one day in San Blas. Imagine only coming for a day. There's too much to see and do.
Back on the boat, we decided to have some GoPro fun.
For a fun day trip, we decided to head with our friends to a further out island that we can only reach by dinghy. So we picked some lunch, hammocks, machetes, and head off. This island has huge shallow banks surrounding it, as well as some half-built dwellings. We spend the day lazing under the palms, playing and chatting.
Because I see he was going to build one on stilts.
You mean us?
Are you building one on stilts as well?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Their hut has burnt down, which doesn't surprise me because they do have their fires in their huts with these palm tree roofs. What a spot though, look at this. It's just beach around you, reef. Closest island is maybe a kilometre away, if not more. Not sure what the sticks there, what the plan is there. Maybe a hut on stilts.
The following day we decided to lift anchor and head back to Linton. We had spent 4 weeks enjoying San Blas. It was time to go back to restock.
Okay, we're just under 2.5 nautical miles offshore from the Panama coast, having left San Blas, and we saw a little boat out here drifting on its own. Nobody on board, a little motorboat, probably about 12 foot in length. And actually it turns out there are people, they're in the water, they snorkeling, and there's a little mound over here. It's only 10 meters deep, so they're obviously on that looking for, I guess, crayfish and fish. But you obviously have to keep your eyes out or wide open here, check that there's no other little boats ahead of us, especially if visibility fades. We've been going over a depth here of about 20 meters all the way out. Like I said, we're just under 2.5 miles offshore, and it's only 20 meters deep in most places. But then it suddenly does drop off, not too much further out from here. You suddenly in 140 meters, so we'll make it into that big depth shortly, and then we'll be in safe water.
On our way back, we were being chased down by the most incredible looking storm. It was so beautiful to see, but not nice once we hit it.
From 3 knots to 20 knots. So the cloud banks just moved over the top of us. The wind's picked up from 3 knots to 20 knots. It looks like there's some rain in front, which is a bit annoying because visibility is going to drop. And I'm having a slight technical problem with the radar at the moment, so I'm not picking up the information that I should be picking up. And this is something we're going to have to try and fix as soon as we get to Linton Bay. So one thing you don't want is thunder, lightning, heavy rain, no visibility, and well, that's what we've got. We've got all of that at the moment. So visibility is maybe 200 meters. We're close to shore. We're going 6 knots at the moment, so we're going to have to keep a close eye out for any other boats in this area. Can't see anything on AIS, and hopefully this will blow over soon. Because this is pretty horrendous, really. This is not what we were expecting. We're about 6.5 miles to Linton Bay. It's just ahead of us. We're going to go around a headland here, around Isla Grande, and then we're going to turn to port, and then we'll arrive in Linton Bay. Well, when we arrived in Linton Bay the first time, it wasn't looking too bad. Then it poured with rain. We've got a light drizzle going on at the moment. The sun has gone down, we're about to go down, so it's getting dark, but we do have our old tracks of our last route in here, so we've got a safe entry, and we've just turned on the navigation lights. So the bow lights are on, the port and starboard light, and as we've got our motor on only and we're not sailing, we have a light on halfway up the mast there, or a third of the way up the mast. It's called a steaming light. And then on the very back of the boat we have another white light as well. It's our stern light. So we're going to make good use of the next half an hour, a little bit of light that we've got left, get into Linton Bay and drop anchor.
We dropped anchor just after dark and got some dinner on the go before settling down to a good night's sleep.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song, sing you are my only one. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. But life can be this